New Thought Media Network is on the rise. We're looking to grow with you. Do you have technical media experience or perhaps a desire to learn? Are you willing to volunteer your precious time and attention? We share this message to benefit all. If you possess a computer with a camera and a microphone, we will share our knowledge with you. Behind the scenes or being the star, let us bless our one. Contact us at info@ntmedia.org.
Hi and welcome to Mama Power. It's Laura Topper here. I'm on New Thought Media Network, all the way from the UK, feeling so blessed and so grateful to be here and to be sharing today on Mama Power. How are you? Where are you? If you would like to let me know where you are, please write your name here in the Facebook post space, because then it's good to have that interaction. So let me know who you are, where you are, and how you are. This morning it's 7:30 Mountain Time. Today I thought I talked the other day about 4 of the authors and the books, and talking about prosperity here this week, and how we often forget, we don't remember how prosperous we are, the beings of prosperity that we are. And so I'm bringing forward this book by Catherine Ponder. She was an incredible spiritual teacher and metaphysical, mystical woman being, and she wrote many books and taught many people about the blessings of prosperity. And I've read her books and followed her and just love what she writes about. And I just thought it would be great to share with you here today on prosperity and what prosperity really means. Because of course prosperity is financial, and also all the other aspects of our life, our experience of life, and how good we're feeling in the moment. That is prosperity. How we are grateful, how we are giving, how we are kind to ourselves and to others, and how we have compassion, and the work that we do, and the relationships that we have, and the health that we are experiencing. This is all prosperity, and money, of course, is a part of that, because it's all one. We're all one with all of it. Money is spiritual, just as everything is. We're not separating. We can't separate, because we're not separate from any of it. So that's why I picked from the chapter here, chapter 9, which is, she's called Work, a Mighty Channel for Prosperity. And I just I like flicking a book open. Yeah, let's have a random page here, but they're never random, of course. It's always what it's meant to be. And right here, I landed on, what are you doing about dissatisfaction? What are we doing about dissatisfaction? You know, it can be very easy to pretend that everything is okay when it's not, or kind of forcing ourselves to feel that we are, that we're happy with our life and the way things are going, when really we're living in that house divided, because there's an underlying feeling of we want something different, and we're too scared to say that to ourselves, or to acknowledge that to ourselves and to our loved ones, because maybe we won't be heard or accepted, or maybe we don't believe that we deserve it on some level, or that we actually ever could make it happen, or live that new experience for our lives. And so very often we squash our emotions, our feelings, our desires into a lovely kind of parcel within, an inner packet. We squish it all up, and we get very good at pretending. And yet we know that when we do that, we're just really giving ourselves another opportunity to have unresolved healing. And if we're walking around or sitting around or just experiencing life with feelings of resentment or fear or dissatisfaction, then we're not honoring ourselves, and we're not truly opening up to living in the true nature of who we are. We're not truly opening up in our hearts to living the experience that we truly desire, that our soul is calling us to experience. So this is what she writes. If you're not satisfied with your present lot, and of course, remembering here that she wrote this in, well, it was published, copyright in 2008, but that's not when she wrote it. It was probably in the no, I'm going to have to find out the date of this book, but it was 19th century. So, you know, the languaging here is be kind with the understanding the languaging. If you're not satisfied with your present lot, what are you prepared? What are you doing to prepare yourself for better circumstances? Do you have a concrete goal in mind? Are you willing to spend your leisure time taking night courses or attending special lectures or reading particular books or engaging in constructive activities that would prepare you for greater success? Most people aren't. Are you the exception? I love this because this ties into what I was talking about last time, where, you know, the planning and the organizing and making sure that if there is a goal or an intention or something we want to achieve and experience in our lives, then we're the ones to say, right, I'm going to mark this in and start doing it. And most times we say we want something, and yet we're not prepared to take those steps to actualize. So instead of doing these things, many people prefer to spend their leisure hours speaking in critical terms of their work, their associates, the boss, and the world in general. They believe that by tearing down somebody else, their own failures and dissatisfaction won't show up quite as so much. When you find yourself tempted to do likewise, change your thinking. To help that affirm, neither do I condemn thee. The divine law of justice and freedom is at work for all, in all, through all, and I rejoice in this. Nobody or no set of circumstances can keep my God-given good away from me, and I rejoice in this knowledge. I'm going to read that again, that affirmation here. Neither do I condemn thee. The divine law of justice and freedom is at work for all, in all, and through all. And I rejoice in this. Nobody or no set of circumstances can keep my God-given good away from me, and I rejoice in this knowledge. And this is so powerful because this is a reminder that when we choose to know that we are the power, that power is within us, and that we are in every moment are in choice. We're at choice to make a new choice, to have a new intention, to have a different outlook, to stop blaming, and to start making it how we want it to be. And that is all about being organized and being prepared in our minds and in our hearts, and knowing what we want. And this is another thing, you know, I find so many times with clients or in conversation with people that come to me in prayer work or practitioner work, that they're not always sure of what they want. And if we don't know what we want, then how can that, you know, that's what we're going to get, the unknown. We're going to be in that place of limbo until we make a positive, assertive, definite vision or until we allow that vision to come through and then take those steps towards it and know what it is that we truly want to experience for our lives. And I know that's confusing because we are living in a universal system where there are infinite possibilities here, and we're the finite of that. And so we are being asked to tune in and get clear on what it is we want for our lives, whether that's our bigger, higher purpose, our greater purpose, or day to day, how do we want to experience our day? So this is very empowering because she's also, she's saying here, take charge. Let's take command of our moment by moment. And let's do this consciously. So, is there another part? This is an example that she gives. In another instance, a woman who was working part-time told of all the injustices that were evident in her life. Her health wasn't good. She felt burdened with her mother, who didn't trust her. She was dissatisfied with her work, but she felt she wasn't qualified for anything else or anything better. She was in debt, she had poverty, and she had been unable to rent, and one piece of real estate she'd not been able to sell. She was a spinster who felt that it was just unjust that she had never married. Every phase of her life was beclouded by her attitude of bitter injustice as she began to declare divine justice, freedom, and satisfaction for all phases of her world. Her whole way of life improved remarkably. She came to realize she had been her own worst enemy through her limited ideas. What really inspires me about Catherine Ponder and the other great teachers and mystics and metaphysical teachers and way showers is that they're writing in their own time. And yet I know that this is timeless. Because this was happening 100 years ago, doesn't mean that it's not possible for this to happen now, because we have technology and we have social media and we have a whole different way of living than Catherine Ponder would have had in terms of communication and the way that we exist and experience our lives here now, in 2021. And yet truth is truth is truth. And we don't need any of this to really make this work for our lives. We don't need the social media and the internet and our fixation with all of it for this to work, because this has worked for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And so this is still how I work and we work. We choose it. If we choose to use these spiritual practices and principles and place them in our lives. And what are those practices and principles? Well, there are many of them, and it is a learning in itself. And it's an understanding that we are leaning in with faith in every moment, consciously, on the divine. And we're allowing God to pour through our lives and being open to what it is that we truly want and getting clear on that and staying with that. And of course we can change, because we can change what we desire. We can change our attitudes and we can change our minds and we can change what we want to experience. The thing is, though, is that what we want to experience is how we are experiencing life. So in that example here that Catherine gives of the woman that her whole life was infused with her attitude, and as soon as she changed her outlook and her intention, everything else shifted in her life. This brings it back to how powerful we are. We set the tone. We choose how we see life, and to the degree of the openness and the expansiveness that we are perceiving this experience that is experiencing through us. We are the ones that get to open up to that. This is very exciting. This is so exciting because it means we're not relying on anybody else for our good. We're not turning outside, out there, into that outer space place that Rev Z called it. We're not turning to that to fix anything. We come within to know that it's already fixed, and we may have ignored it for a long, long time. And we can always, tune back in. Yes, Wayne is here. There we go. Thank you, Wayne, for being present and knowing the truth for yourself. So, it doesn't mean that because these books are written when they're written, that the content is for that time only. These books and these teachings and this teaching is written down and taught and kept, if you like, as sacred for eternity. And the key is, are we tuning in and using it? Now, for some of us, we may need to have more proof. And so we turn to quantum physics, where we can see that in science, this is being proven now. And that gives us another level of confidence to know that, it's not simply some people that stumbled across some ideas and have written on them. We know that consciousness and energy are everything. We know that. And so this has been proven now scientifically, so we can feel more confident in what we're putting into practice within ourselves. And when we choose to let go of the dogma, the expectations, the messaging in mass consciousness, when we choose to let go of that and come back to this knowing of truth, which I know as love, as everything, as love, as peace, as harmony and joy and prosperity, and living from that place, we're not living in an illusion of that. We are living in the knowing that everything else is the illusion. And so we can lean in on these principles, and we can meditate on them, contemplate on them, use them, put them to practice, and be a spiritual detective for your own life. And that makes it fun and empowering, because when we use them, especially in prayer and in visioning and visualization, and things begin to shift and change, and those aha moments, and then we make these demonstrations, we're proving it to ourselves. So our job is to do that, is to be the researcher and not to simply accept the status quo, and not to accept that there is one way in which we can live, to open our hearts to knowing that we're here to be that choice for our lives. So that is what I just felt really, really inspired to bring today to Mama Power, because I know in the midst of the everydayness of life that we can get wrapped up in thought processes and beliefs and ideas that maybe aren't our truth, and yet we tend to go along with them because we believe that everyone else is, so it works for them, then it must be good and it will work for me. And yet on some level we know it isn't working, that our life isn't as we truly want it to be, that our life is not as expressive creatively, and we're not living in the truth in our heart. And so we are here to butt up against that and to make a change for ourselves. Not always easy, because it does, kind of prod other people, and we then sometimes get left with thinking, oh my gosh, I need to just change my friends list on my phone. That's okay too, because that's part of the process of growth, is owning all of it, all of it, all of it, all of it. Yes. Are there any questions here? If you have any questions, or you'd like anything to be answered for next time, please put it here in the chat, and that will be on next week's Mama Power on Tuesday. I have got a piece of music here, which is one of my songs. Let's see if I can get that up here. It's called Miracles. And because I just thought that, this is morning time for, is it up here? I think it is. I just thought that if it's morning time with you, it could be fun just to try to get this thing going here. Here we go. This is called Miracles. I'm adding it to the stream because I thought it would be amazing just to stretch, have a bit of a stretch, and but the thing is, I just love technology. I just love technology. I'm just going to share this again because why I wanted to do this was because I thought I used to be a fitness instructor. I'm sharing the audio this time. I used to be a fitness instructor, and I know the importance right now of movement because we've all been stuck so long behind a screen and maybe not moving and using our bodies and kind of not feeling as fit or as healthy as we could be. So I'm just putting this on now. So I would take us through a routine here that could be fun, hoping that the internet works properly. There it is. Yeah, but it's not really coming up so much. So if you want, we can do this now because we know that if we're prosperous in all ways, that includes our health, our well-being, and our bodies and our movement is so important. We've been sitting for so long, just kind of in this. So let's just stretch and take a breath and reach up. If it's early in the morning for you, I'm just standing on my tiptoes here. Just get that long stretch in, reaching up to the ceiling as long as you can be, and then just hugging yourself, knowing the love that you have for you and the amazingness that you are. This is so beautiful to stretch in the morning. Just clasp your hands and come up. That's it. If the music starts playing, then that would be good too. And just another stretch here because I know what it's like to be sitting behind a computer for days and days and days, not actually doing the exercise that we need to do. And I truly believe that if we are living a prosperous life, that we're living it in all ways. Just take your hands back and kind of clasp back and push up and back, that we're living it in all ways. And that means really taking care of our temple body and really loving our bodies and the within our bodies, as we're meditating on the chakras even, and meditating on the energetic fields around the chakras, and then really taking care of our physical, the outer, our bodies here, stretching, moving, oxygenating, going out for power walks, really bringing that oxygen into the heart. This is so vital because we're being asked, just rolling our shoulders back. There would be music if it was playing. We would be listening to to a track here, but it's not playing. So I just wanted to bring this into you for you and for me today to know that prosperity is in our hearts, it's in our whole beingness, and that as we begin to get really clear on what it is that we want for our lives, on how we want our day to look, on what we're prepared to do to take those steps to actualize and to get up and move and look after our bodies and to go on walks and to honor ourselves completely, inside, outside, all of it, along with our spiritual practice. This is intentional living, and I really love it. And I think that's more and more what Mama Power is all about, is educating and teaching on how to live intentionally from the outside to the inside, from the inside to the outside. So we're not ignoring any part of us. It's very holistic. And I bless you for being here. I know what's going to happen now, just as we come to a close here. The music's going to go on. Let's take that off. So let's just spend a couple of minutes here in prayer. If you like, you can close your eyes, bring your hands to your heart, and just know the power of who you are. Because I know that the one power that is absolutely pulsating through all of life right now, and that we are experiencing right now, this is the power of the divine. And I know that as I know this for me, I know this for you, and that you too, and everybody who may watch this later or is watching it now, and everybody on New Thought Media Network, that everybody feels and knows this prosperity, this well-being, this joy, this vitality in all aspects and all areas and all facets of our lives. That there is no separation of that. As we say yes to opening up to this flow of prosperity, it does that. It flows through. And so I know for me and for you and for Reverend Robert and his family and everybody watching here, that as we step out of the way and step into the more expanded knowing of who we are, that we're opening up to that immense portal of prosperity that is absolutely surging through each of us. And as we say yes and yes and yes again to the joy of this life, that we are living this prosperity in real time now. And I'm grateful, 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 so grateful. And I let go because I know that it is all done by God, by the divine. And so it is. And so it is. Blessings to you. Until next time. See you over, where will I be? Monday night with the Cosmic Prayer here. Yes, great on Monday night, actually, because Reverend Dr. Reverend Marilyn Leo will be on the broadcast, along with Reverend Kathy Mastroianni from the Science of Mind archives. I'm really excited that they're both going to be on sharing about prayer, and Ernest Holmes and Ernest's mother. It's going to be an incredible show. So if you can tune in there at 5 p.m. on the Cosmic Prayer on New Thought Media Network, then do so. Also, if this and any other of the programming here touches your heart and moves you into the new, and you feel to consciously give, you know that it's a give because this radio station is doing such great things. It's propelled for even more greatness, and you're a part of the share and the give in this to support in a loving way, so that more and more of the ideas on the vision are able to fly free here on New Thought Media Network. The link is down below. Until next time, see you again.
New Thought Media Network is on the rise. We're looking to grow with you. Do you have technical media experience, or perhaps a desire to learn? Are you willing to volunteer your precious time and attention? We share this message to benefit all. If you possess a computer with a camera and a microphone, we will share our knowledge with you. Behind the scenes or being the star, let us bless our one. Contact us at info@ntmedia.org.